Start right up in here is our coolant reservoir and our coolant reservoir caps, all right? My coolant reservoir and my coolant reservoir caps are properly mounted and secured. They are not cracked, chipped, or broken. The tank is filled to the proper level and I see and hear no leaks. From there, we're going to come straight back to our radiator or our reservoir hoses. Our reservoir hoses are properly mounted and secured. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and I hear no leaks. Now we're going to come straight back to right here to our oil filler cap. My oil filler cap is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Excuse me. We're going to go from here right down to here, our oil dipstick. My oil dipstick is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Now, you will be required to tell them, you don't have to do this out there, okay? But you will be required to tell them. The way I would check my oil is, I would pull it out, wipe it off, put it back in, pull it back out, and make sure it's between the add and the full line, okay? Add and full line. Now from there, we're going to go straight back into here. Now you can't see it, okay, but everybody look up in there. Come on, get in there. Back off in there is your air compressor for the whole truck, okay? That's what supplies air to your air brakes and everything on this whole truck. My air compressor is properly mounted and secured. It is not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Now from there, right in front of that, if you'll follow this second hose for your power steering right back there, there is your power steering pump. My power steering pump goes off of our power steering pump to our power steering pump hose. Our power steering pump hose is properly mounted and secured. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and I see and hear no leaks. Now from there, we're going to go right inside there to our frame. My frame is properly mounted and secured. It is not cracked, bent, or broken. I see no illegal welds and I see no illegal holes. All right, now from our frame, we're going to go to our upper and lower shock mounts. My upper and lower shock mounts are properly mounted and secured. They are not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Then in between our shock mounts, we've got our shock. My shock is properly mounted and secured. It is not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Now, from our shock, we're going to come straight up. This is my steering shaft, okay? My steering shaft is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. I see no illegal welds, and you will be required to reach in here, turn it like this, and you need to tell them, and it should have no more than 10 degrees of play when I turn on it, okay? Then we've got our upper and lower steering knuckles. My upper and lower steering knuckles are properly mounted and secured. They are not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Now from there, I want to come right here to our power steering reservoir. My power steering reservoir my power steering reservoir and my power steering reservoir caps are properly mounted and secured. They are not cracked, chipped, or broken. My power steering reservoir is filled to the proper level and I see and hear no leaks. From there, we're going to come right here to our water pump. My water pump is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds, and I also see no leaks. My water pump hose is properly mounted and secured. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and I see and hear no leaks. From there, we're going to back out. We're going to circle this whole side, and we're going to say this whole side is gear driven, y'all, okay? Now, from there, we're going to come straight down here to our leaf spring mount, okay? My leaf spring mount is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. On the inside of that leaf spring mount, you've got your leaf spring hanger. My leaf spring hanger is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. From there, we're coming out to our leaf spring. My leaf spring is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. And very important thing to remember, I also see no signs of any shifting or scissoring, okay? That's something they want to hear up there at the DPS. No signs of any shifting or scissoring. Now, we're going to come straight up here to our bump stop. My bump stop is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Right down there on my bump stop are my U-bolts and my U-bolt nuts, okay? My U-bolts and my U-bolt nuts are properly mounted and secured. They are not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. And my U-bolts and my U-bolt nuts hold my leaf spring onto the axle, okay? Then we're going to go over the axle. The axle is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Now, right behind that axle is my tie rod. My tie rod is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Now, from our tie rod, we're going to come out. We're going to find our 3-piece steering linkage, okay? This is it right here. We've got 1, 2, and 3, okay? My 3-piece steering linkage is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Now we have to identify the 3 pieces of the 3-piece steering linkage, and they are my pitman arm, my drag link, and my control arm, okay? They are held in place by my castle nuts and cotter pins, okay? Make sure when you do your castle nuts and cotter pins, you point to both of them, okay? Now, from there, we're going to come up here to our brake chamber. My brake chamber is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. I see no illegal welds, and it has no loose or missing clamps. There's the clamp right there, y'all. Make sure y'all tell them no loose or missing clamps, okay? Because that's another thing they want to hear.
That company that was here?
Yeah. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. I see no illegal welds, and I see no illegal holes. I hear no leaks, no loose or missing clamps, okay? Brake chamber hose. My brake chamber hose is properly mounted and secured. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and I see and hear no leaks. Now, straight back down here, we're going to our slack adjuster and our push rod, okay? Every truck has them, so we're going to put an S on there. My slack adjusters and push rods are properly mounted and secured. They are not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. And they should have no more than 1 inch of play when I pull on them with the brakes release. So what you'll do is you'll reach in here, you'll simulate pulling on it. Should have no more than 1 inch of play when I pull on them with the brakes released, okay? Yeah, go ahead on.
Is the brakes released?
You're gonna get greased.
Is it released?
No, it ain't released. It ain't going nowhere.
No, it ain't.
All right, so now from there, we're going to go to the inside of the tire, y'all. So first place we're going to go on the inside. Anybody wants to come and look at these brake pads in front, come on in here real quick. We'll just give them an eyeball. We're going to go to our inner and outer rims, or our inner and outer rim, okay? My inner and outer rim is properly mounted and secured. It is not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. Now, we're going to go to the tire. All of your front tires on every single truck are steer tires. They are called virgin tires, okay? The difference between these tires and those tires is those tires are recap tires, okay? If the tread were to come off of this, they would not recap the tire. They would put a whole new tire on there, okay? So that's where we're going with this here virgin tire stuff. So my tires are properly mounted and secured. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. I hear no leaks, all right? These tires are evenly worn. As I said, these tires are virgin tires, and all of your front tires should have at least 4 30-seconds of tread depth, okay? I would check that with a tread depth gauge, okay? Then we're gonna come down here to our lug nuts. My lug nuts are properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken, and I see no illegal welds. I also see no signs of looseness, which would be rust trails or shiny threads, okay? So y'all check it out. All this here is a cap, okay? That's it. That's all that is. if this shed, if any of this thread was shiny or there was a rust trail coming off of it, that would mean it was loose. So behind this right here is nothing more than a cover. It's called the hubcap cover, just like on your car, okay? Behind here is your hubcap and your hubcap seal, all right? So that's what we're looking for. My hubcap and my hubcap seal are properly mounted and secured. They are not, it's not cracked, chipped, or broken because we're talking about the cap, which is plastic. We're also going to tell them that the hubcap seal on the inside of there is not cut, torn, or frayed, because all it is a piece of rubber about that big around, probably about that thick. It is filled to the proper level, and I see in here no leaks. The last thing we do on pre-trip A is our valve stem. My valve stem is properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. I see in here no leaks, and this is where I would check the tire pressure with a tire pressure gauge to make sure we have at least 100 PSI, okay? Woo, take a break.